Driving on some Tucson roads may feel like taking a ride on an obstacle course. Workers and equipment are spread out along parts of Broadway Boulevard. They're also staying busy in downtown, two areas that are used by thousands of vehicles each day. Broadway is where you'll find Rocco's Little Chicago. Just pay close attention to where you turn. Due to the barriers, many customers have stopped bothering.
Our daytime business is pretty much evaporated. The weekends are okay, but we used to have a really strong lunch crowd and stuff, but it's pretty non-existent at this time.
Rocco de Grazia opened his restaurant here in 1998. Back then, he was already alerted about the pending changes to this busy section east of downtown.
When I first moved in, they told me they were going to knock down the building in 5 years or less, because it was from the 1987 project that was going to happen, where they were going to take every building on the north side and widen it to 8 lanes and stuff. And then the project we're working on now is the successor to that.
In 2015, the city approved the present-day version of the Euclid to Country Club project after public meetings and discussions. It calls for 6 travel lanes, bus pullouts, bicycle areas, and other features. The projected cost is $26.5 million, with funding from the city, Pima County, and the Regional Transportation Authority, which voters approved in 2006. Its estimated completion date is this fall.
Well, the sidewalk for Broadway is going to be right where we have our parking pylons right there, and there'll be a little bit of landscaping, and where we're standing is going to be in westbound traffic lane.
On Broadway and elsewhere, much of the work takes place underground.
Not only in making the improvements for stormwater capacity, but also there's new sewer lines going in, new water lines. We get that question quite a bit, is why do these projects take that long? Well, if we're just going to put new asphalt on top of a roadway, we can get these projects done fairly quickly.
Close to this project, Downtown Links will connect Aviation Highway on the east to Interstate 10 on the west, roughly following the railroad tracks along the way. One of the highlights is that drivers will be able to go under the railroad crossing at 7th Street and 7th Avenue, so they won't have to stop for trains. The city says the total estimated cost of Downtown Links is $53.5 million. It's expected to wrap up in the spring of 2023. Miller's Surplus has been at its current location north of downtown since 1966. Owner Don Sloan says the business was thriving until last year when the pandemic forced some changes.
We were closed as of March, the end of March, and we didn't get open until May the 3rd. So in between, with all that was a tight squeeze.
To be safe from the virus, he tried staying home but relented in November.
I gave up. I said, I got to come to work. So here I am.
Back in time for the holiday spike in customers. He says he's grateful to the city for holding off on nearby construction until this month and removing the parking meters in front of his store.
As long as they didn't start because Christmas would have knocked me out for sure.
Don Sloan and Rocco de Grazia say the convergence between construction and the pandemic put added pressure on their bottom lines. But they know the projects have been in the works for years. There's no turning back, they say, so they are focused on moving forward while avoiding as many roadblocks as possible.
It's not going to be to everybody's liking, and the whole project is a compromise, which, I mean, that's maybe they did something right if everybody didn't get what they want. So the sooner this is knocked out of the way, the better.
Whatever it takes to get it going. I want to get this thing back to normal so we can be comfortable and let the customers come and go as they need.
Meanwhile, the city says the community can help by using these cut-up roads, making the trip to local businesses instead of avoiding them.
We don't want people finding alternate routes. We want people to give themselves some extra time to get through these construction zones and through these improvement projects, because we want people to support the local businesses in the area. That's very important to us.